everybody. Welcome to Draft Day Suit, week 15, Roundtable. Shut up, Mike. I'm here with Jill, Jim, Kendra, Kim, Mike, and I'm Goon Squad Sarah. Kim, take it away.
Thanks, Sarah. You don't want to say anything more about our special guest?
Like I said, ill-prepared. Jim, you want to...
Who are you again?
Hi, yeah. Hi. My name is Jim Shireman, formerly of sportsocracy.org, now of nothing, really. But hi, thanks for having me.
That was a great show, by the way.
Thank you.
Indeed.
Totally.
Nobody else thought that, but that was very...
Thanks for joining us, Jim. We're going to start off we're going to actually try to do 5 games this week. We're going to start off with Indianapolis visiting Houston. And I'm going to start us off by saying Houston was just embarrassed last week, and I think they are going to be out for blood. Much as I would love to see Mr. Luck just take it to the Texans, I don't think it's going to happen. Carter's out on their offense, and Pittsburgh fans will recognize a familiar face on the roster. Mewelde Moore could see some action as a Colt, but I think it's going to be all Houston this week. Sorry, Mike, what do you think about that?
I think it's reasonable to expect that Houston would put forth a better effort after the beating they took a few days ago. However, I see Indy as a team on the roll, and perhaps with a team as a team that has a little more to play for this week. I'm going to pick Indy to win this one on the road.
Okay, Sarah.
I'm going to disagree. I actually agree with you, Kim. I think that Houston got beat up really bad publicly last week, and I also think they're a better team than Indianapolis, and so I think that Houston's going to take this.
Okay, Jill, where are you going with this one?
I think that I'm going to go with Houston because I just can't imagine them after last week's performance dropping another one in such horrific fashion. So I'm going to go with Houston.
Okay, thanks, Jill. Jim, what say you?
Houston 5-1 at home. You know, you're looking at Indianapolis as a team who's having a very nice season, but they're outclassed in this game. You got to go Houston by a touchdown, maybe 2. Here, so.
Okay, Mike, you're looking like the lone wolf. Kendra?
Living here, I'm used to it.
Bold pick. I like it.
Very bold. Kendra?
I'm taking Houston too. I don't see them losing 2 in a row. And Indy, they could give them a good game, but I just don't see Indy winning.
Okay, yeah, I think this is going to be a really fun one to watch, as are all the games that we are looking at this week. For some reason, Week 15 is a really fun week in the NFL. Next, we're moving on to Denver at Baltimore, and Kendra is going to lead us off.
Another good game this week. Denver and Baltimore super evenly matched. But when I was looking at some of the stats, I don't think – we talked about this a few weeks ago, Sarah, and I know that Baltimore is in the top of their division. They're doing a great job, but Denver's offense is number 4 in the whole NFL. And Baltimore's offense is number 18. I know Denver's my team, and I don't want to try and pick it just for that, but it is number 1, I think Denver's going to win, and number 2, I don't think Baltimore is as good as their record is. I just don't.
Okay.
So I'm taking Denver.
And it's not a homer pick at all.
No. Well, come on. Denver has the number 4 defense also, and Baltimore's defense is number 24. I know they're winning games, but I don't know how. They're winning games, but I don't know how.
Okay. How about you, Mike?
let me say directly what Kendra was trying to get at. It is absolutely baffling to me that how the Ravens have amassed the record that they have this year, because Flacco, I don't know how he does what he does. I don't know how that team wins games. Their defense has slowed down a bunch, and even though this game is at home for them, I see this as a pretty handy win for the Broncos.
Thanks, Mike.
Sarah?
You know what I'm going to say, right?
I do.
All right.
I disagree.
The Baltimore Ravens won a Super Bowl with Trent Dilfer. Okay?
It's ancient history. Ancient history.
I'm just saying they can do anything. They're magic. I'm looking forward to this
The
Manning.
Baltimore Unicorns.
It is. It is. Nevermore. So no, I'm really looking forward to Ed Reed against Peyton Manning.
That'll be fun.
The Broncos have been shockingly good this year, and the Ravens have a surprisingly good record this year. I understand what you guys are saying. I still think the Ravens are going to win. This is in M&T. I wish I was going. It's going to be a good game, and I think the Baltimore's got it. I really do.
Okay. Jill? I think I can predict who you're going to be.
Yeah. I'm the Baltimore apologist here. Go ahead, Jill.
Jill.
Well, you all know what I'm going to say. I cannot pick the Ravens, and I also agree that I don't know how their record is as good as it even is. And I am seriously pulling for their third loss in a row, and I'm picking the Broncos.
I think
whoop their
loss
butts
would be
at home
awesome.
in their own stadium.
Okay, Jim.
All right. Well, this is tough for me because I have I dislike both of these teams and a lot of the players and probably their families and children for sure.
Jim, for those who are not aware, your football credo is what?
That's I'm gonna get to that real quick here. Okay. If you wouldn't mind, Baltimore changes offensive coordinators this week. Cam Cameron gone, Jim Caldwell in. I don't know if that means anything. I'm not really sure it does because you still have Joe Flacco as your quarterback, which he can't fix, at least right now. I still say, though, one of the major tenets of every football pick I make is never trust a Manning. So I got to say Baltimore in a close one here, 2 points, 3 points, something like that. Very close game, though. So.
Okay. So we're kind of split here. I'm gonna go with Denver. You mentioned the coordinator changes. The one thing I saw was that they're gonna go no huddle the Ravens are gonna go no huddle this week. I don't think Broncos are gonna have a whole lot of trouble with that. I don't think that's gonna change much.
You guys.
And like Jill, I'm constantly
Flacco, but won a Super Bowl with Trent Dilfer.
But their defense is better.
Trent Dilfer.
There's a big difference here, and that is that Trent Dilfer is a very handsome man.
And Joe Flacco is a better quarterback.
Joe Flacco is he looks like Bert from Sesame Street.
Peyton Manning was like MVP forever, dude.
Flacco.
Just saying.
Flacco left Pitt to be a mud hen. I mean, yeah. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on to those New York Football Giants visiting the Atlanta Falcons.
All right.
Sarah.
You've got the reigning Super Bowl champions against the best record in the NFC. I think it's going to be a great game. Both of these quarterbacks can throw for a bazillion yards, and they have a lot this year. And as always, I'm going to go with the Falcons because I think the Falcons are going to go to the Super Bowl this year. And I don't know if they're going to win it or not. I think it depends on who they play, but I think they're going to go, and I think they're going to beat the Giants this week.
Even though Matt Ryan has never beaten the Giants.
Even though Matt Ryan has never beaten the Giants. I think this is his week.
Okay. Jill.
Is it much?
Yes, it's your turn.
Okay, because I can't hear Kim. I don't know. It's the weirdest thing.
Your husband put the Kim filter on.
Okay, well, I'm going to disagree. I feel like I'm on, what is that game, Hollywood Squares? I'm going to disagree.
I'll take the X.
I'm going to go ahead and agree.
So I'm going to disagree, which means I'm picking the Giants to beat the Falcons this week. Yeah,
What?
I'm feeling pretty comfortable with that.
Okay.
How's that for analysis?
Great.
Jim. You.
Falcons 11-2 overall, 6-0 at home. Never trust a Manning. No brainer. Falcons, even though I believe the spread is even up here, I think being at home puts you over the top, though. Falcons going to win today.
Okay.
3 points.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Falcons haven't lost at home, and Giants are just too unpredictable this year. Atlanta.
You're just not going to agree with the never trust a Manning part.
Oh, no. We're not going to go there tonight.
Okay. Aw, I was so hoping.
No.
Okay.
Not
Now the
tonight.
game that not the game I'm most interested in, the game I'm second most interested in. Pittsburgh at Dallas. David DeCastro's first start. Jim, take it away.
Steelers are completely uneven, completely unpredictable. The pendulum swings from one week to the other wildly. Last week they got absolutely embarrassed by a horrible Chargers team at home, which reasons to say this week it swings back and they win a game they probably shouldn't against Dallas. Got to take the Steelers 6 points, maybe? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Flip a coin. Steelers win, though.
All right. Kendra.
This is the week I have to give props to my friend Amy, who I go back and forth with on Facebook all the time, because her Chargers won last week, beat the Steelers at home for the first time ever. So go Amy. But I don't know. This game in general, I don't know who I would pick. I'm on the fence. Their records are even. Like Jim said, the Steelers go back and forth. Dallas goes back and forth. And can I take a bye on this? I don't. I cannot decide who is going to win this game.
Phone a friend.
I don't even really care, actually.
Totally
So,
fine.
I'll take a bye.
There's
Bye.
enough of us that do care. All right, Mike.
I do think. But this is one of the weeks where I would always be a Steeler fan. When they're playing the Cowboys, that's an easy decision to make. I do think Pittsburgh is going to rebound. They kind of have to. They can't possibly play as bad as they did at home. And I think there's a little bit to the thing where you're getting down to the stretch where you've got to put it together, or your season's going to be over here at the end of the month. I think the Steelers are going to win a pretty tight game, but they'll beat Dallas on the road.
Okay. Sarah?
Yeah, with two totally inconsistent teams, and they both really are. Here's what I can say about Dallas. They've sucked in December every year for as long as I can remember. As long as I've had Tony Romo on my fantasy team, anyway. And so I'm going to go ahead and take Pittsburgh because Dallas can't finish in December, and it's Dallas.
There's a bad joke to be made there, but I'm going to turn it over to Jill instead. Somebody,
The Steelers and the Cowboys, and I'm a total homer, and I agree. These teams are both so terribly inconsistent, and given that it could go either way, you know where I'm going to go. Going with the Steelers and Big Ben, and hoping that they can pull their stuff together.
keeping it safe for work. That's true. I think it comes down to injuries. I think if Des Bryant plays, are we going to have a cornerback? Cortez Allen, Keenan Lewis, both ailing. I think I'm worried. I'm worried if Bryant plays and Lewis and Allen don't. I think it's going to be even tighter. I have to pick the Steelers because they throw me out of Pittsburgh if I don't. But
no, they don't really. They don't.
It's true. It is, and I like it here. So I have.
I've been here for a long time.
But you're not welcome in a lot of places.
Okay,
yeah.
You got me there.
I wasn't gonna say that, but Shireman can. So yeah, I'd like to see the Steelers come up with a win and no new injuries. Those are that would really make the game for me. That would make me happy. Maybe. All right, and last but certainly not least, for a whole host of reasons, we are going to look at the Sunday night game, the 49ers visiting Foxborough. Mike.
Okay, number one. This is the site of this week's appearance by our hero and liege, Ed Hockley.
Yes!
Number two, Colin Kaepernick. I don't really have anything to say about him, but I just wanted to make sure I could pronounce his name correctly and get that out of the way. I would, on paper, this is an awesome game. The league's best defense against the league's best offense. The Niners have had a pretty good run recently, except for that I don't know how you come up with a tie in football these days, but they managed to do that a couple of weeks ago. And that versus the Patriots, who have won 6 or 7 in a row, something ridiculous like that. Including the absolute beatdown of what is probably the second best team in the conference a week ago. I would love, the 49ers, my second team. I would love to be able to say that they go to New England on Sunday night and win. But this, this is what Belichick and the Patriots do at this time of the year. They put together runs like this. They game plan the hell out of everybody else, and they come away with winning football games. So that's what I see on Sunday.
Okay, Sarah.
I agree with Mike, sort of. I was planning on picking the 49ers, but he has a really good point. Then again, last year, they did really well in December, and they really shone at the end of the year. And I want them to win. They're sort of the feel-good team. Like, doesn't everybody just want the Niners to win? Like,
except for the whole Jim Harbaugh thing, yes.
Well, right. Well, yeah. Like, I don't know. I think New England winning is boring at this point. They've been winning forever, so it's been done. It's boring, and they're a big win again. I would very much like to see the 49ers win, and so I'm picking them.
Okay. All right.
I guess I'll go then. As much as I would love to pick against New England this week, you have a couple things going here. I think Mike made a good point that this is just what they do. They game plan the hell out of these things, and you got a really green quarterback coming in, and it's not a good situation. Even though their defense kind of stinks, they can still scheme their way into a win here and there, and I think that's quite possibly what will happen here. The other thing that I think needs to be touched on is the West Coast to East Coast move.
Yeah.
Generally, this type of road trip is not successful, even though most of the time you're talking about Oakland, San Diego, or Arizona, who all stink to high heaven. So it's easy for them to lose games when they go west to east. I think you got to take New England at home on Sunday night to do something good here, and I think it's not even going to be that close. 2 touchdowns, something like that. So let me just send a caveat out there, if I may. If Colin Kaepernick, whatever you want to call him, if he alters the game plan here a little bit and is able to freelance, you never know. Good things can happen for San Francisco if that is the case. But I think the safe bet here is New England. So.
Okay. Kendra, you're going to be safe?
I can't disagree with anything that anybody has said. After the beating that they gave Houston last week, the Patriots, they're living up to this December thing. I really want San Francisco to win. I really, really, really want them to win. Mostly because I can't stand Brady and Belichick. But, I don't think that they can lose this week. So, unfortunately, I think that the Patriots are going to take it.
Yeah, I won't say it out loud, and I'm going to be pulling for the Niners all the way. But when I heard that they had somebody running around in front of Brady as they prepared for the Texans with a racquetball racket, waving it in his face every time he tried to throw. I mean, that's just insanity. Oh, Jill, you're back.
I'm back, and I can hear you.
Awesome. Awesome. Are you going to pick the Patsies or the Niners?
Yeah, as much as it sickens me, I am taking the Patriots. I just think they're just really almost unstoppable right now. So as much as I would prefer to see the 49ers win, I'm going with the Patriots.
Yeah, I guess I'm taking the bye on this one.
Yeah, and no matter how much I did pick the Niners, but now I'm talking myself out of it because I think that, the Patriots defense is pretty bad, but I think Aqib Talib was a great pickup. He came from the Bucs, and he was, he has some disciplinary problems, as we do. But but he's been playing really well since he's been on New England, and then it was a nice pickup.
They are bringing back Deion Branch this week too.
Really?
That's spoken like a Steeler fan there.
Exactly.
Killer, yeah.
All right. Somebody say something really smart and wrap this up.
Jim, thank you again. Thank you, everybody else.
Thanks.
See y'all
again.
Bye, guys.
See you guys later.
All right. Good night. Never trust a Manning.
It's not for me not to say bad words sometimes. And this is what I'm going to do.
I have big boy pants on. Okay.